Welcome, welcome. You're listening to the Drink a Little podcast where we talk about exploring the world of wine and spirits while not letting it take over your life. My name is Kelly Doherty. I'm a joyful child of God and a certified life coach. I'm also a wine educator and a wine and spirits brand designer. I'll show you how you can navigate your relationship with alcohol and how that mindset spills over into the rest of your life. We'll learn about the world of wine and spirits together, all while bolstering your confidence that you can have boundaries around alcohol and live your most amazing life. This is episode number 17, and we are talking about Unshackled. This is a 2021 red blend from California. And the wine itself is produced by the Prisoner Wine Company. And maybe you've seen this label. It's not very uplifting. I'm not really a fan of this prisoner label itself because it has an artistic rendering of a man that's shackled to a wall. And hence, this more open version of Unshackled is not so scary and depressing. And it's really beautifully done on the label end. It doesn't give you a lot of information about the wine on the label, but it is worth trying out here. So let me explain what it is for those who cannot see it on the YouTube. It is actually a cryptics device, a rendering of a cryptics device. And that is one of those dial toys where you toggle the letters back and forth in different rows until you unlock the perfect code to get inside. And I've seen this on maybe Survivor on a large scale where they get to the top of climbing something and you have to move these dials together to get the right combination of letters to unlock the next challenge. And on the more handheld scale, they call them Vinci Code cryptex devices. And they're not really historical things, but they did come into popularity after Dan Brown wrote the Da Vinci Code book in 2003. So he really devised this idea of the cryptex and used it as the idea of a vault containing a scroll that is secured by a combination lock. So the theme for this wine is that combination, and they invite wine drinkers to unlock the wine inside. And so I'm excited about that. Luckily, we can do it with a corkscrew and not actually have to figure out any code on the label, but it's cute. And their tagline is freedom is a state of mind. So you will get unshackled once you have that free state of mind. So I get it. This is a California blend, so we don't really know where in the state the grapes came from, but they do share that it is a Zinfandel, Malbec, Petite Syrah, and Grenache blend. That's a lot. So let's give it a taste, see what's going on in here. Give it a little swirl and a taste. And it has lots of cherry, lots of raspberry, a little bit of spice like a white pepper, some floral, violet characteristics. Red cherry, it's almost like the dried red cherries, very intense. It's a powerful wine. It's a 14.5% alcohol wine, but it's very balanced and big. And so unshackled is probably not a word we think about a lot, but it is definitely a place where we'd like to live. We don't want to live a shackled life, yet some parts of our lives, we have bound ourselves to ideas or things or places or people that are holding us back from our true potential. Now, don't hear me wrong and run to your partner and say you feel shackled. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying be open to looking at yourself first and looking for places you're holding yourself back and why before going to any external circumstances for any blame or any shackling. So, but speaking of looking externally, and I'm going on a tangent here, but it was really interesting. the true theme I was going to talk about today. Like I Googled the word unshackled and it brought up a totally different way to look at this than I was thinking. And I definitely want to be respectful to any wine that's shared on this show. So I do check out their website uh, and see if they have, maybe I can understand more about why they produce this particular wine or why it's named as such. And when I Googled the word unshackled, I was in a wine state of mind. And I came up with a whole bunch of pages not about wine. It's so worth noting what I up with was this show that maybe all of you know about and I don't, but there's a radio drama series called Unshackled exclamation point. And why I thought this was so fascinating is that it first aired in 1950 and it's still going today. It's one of those half-hour shows where people actually, there are actors that are doing it live. They come in and record the dialogue live in front of a studio audience, and there's like sound effects. I'm just, and just something that's been running that long. So congrats to Unshackled. And I wanted to share that. If anyone's interested in listening to that live show, you can find it at unshackled.org. And it has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but that's the thing. Just what is the next different way we can look at the same thing? And that keeps us moving and keeps us from being shackled. And so what I did want to talk to you about today is looking at things from different points of views. I went in with my wine mindset, assuming that I would only get wine things coming up. And it came up with something that brought me into a whole new world. And I'm glad I looked. So where are the places in your life that you're not looking or not accidentally putting yourself in a space to be able to see a different point of view? And you might think for your wine habits, like you have a habit, you come home every day at 5 and have a glass of wine, and then go to cook dinner and have a glass of wine, and then go to the Netflix viewing area and have a glass of wine. And that's all fine until you want something different. And you know, when those thoughts start tugging at you, you're looking for change, but the pattern you currently have, the habit you currently have is comforting. And yet, maybe you're not sleeping well. Maybe you're foggy. Maybe you're headachy at times. Maybe you're dry. Good Lord, the dryness. We can all be easily ruled by an assumption that whatever has happened for us in the past, those patterns we've created, will be what will happen in the future. And that is absolutely does not have to be true. So I want you to just take a moment, pause the podcast, and look at the habit you have around wine from outside of your body. Look at it objectively, like you were above yourself while it's happening. And just think for a moment, is it creating the life you're dreaming of? Or does it have some sort of tether where you're somewhat shackled? And are the consequences more than the gains? Is each habit actually a link in the chain, keeping you maybe cozy, but not helping you where you want to go in life? And you absolutely have the capability, the capacity to be unshackled, to be totally free and create space between the thing you're doing and who you are. I personally think it can be balanced. You can drink a little and you get to determine that perfect code for that. I've got a blueprint where we work together and figure out this code for you personally. So if you're ready to come work with me, come work with me. And in the meantime, step back as far as you can and see what chains are there that are holding you back. It's absolutely possible to become unshackled and drink a little whenever you like. whenever you want, whenever you desire. And that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Very simple. Drink a little, get your code. And next week, we're going to explore the 2021 Charmer Bourbon Barrel Cabernet from Chile. And I love this label. I picked up this label because I'm a label shopper, and it has a little frog on it with a little prince crown, and it's called the Charmer. So I was charmed by it. So I've never tasted it before. We'll see what it tastes like next week. I can't wait to see you. And if you're working on how to become unshackled from alcohol, I do teach to a deeper level. I have a one-on-one coaching program tailored to your needs where we cover how to stop over drinking, how to love yourself for all the right reasons, and emotional well-being. So go to kellydoherty.com/cheers to learn more.